Today we control our tech in all kinds of ways. Touch screens, buttons, remotes, and even voice commands. But there is one control that has survived for decades and barely changed at all. The classic rotary knob. And in this video we are going to figure out why this simple shape became so universal and why people still love turning it, even in the age of digital everything. The shape of rotary knob is basically a perfect match for how the human hand works. Our hands evolved grabbing things, branches, fruits, tools, so when you grab a knob, your body already knows what to do. Plus, rotating the wrist is a simple, energy-efficient movement we can make. You don't need your whole arm, just your fingers, the most sensitive part of the hand, and a twist. Ever seen how hard it is to drive a toddler away from an oven or speaker's rotary knob? I bet you know what I'm talking about. Proprioception. Our built-in sense of position. We have special receptors that tell us where our fingers and joints are in space. Proprioceptors. When we turn a knob, the sensors constantly send the brain information about angle, force, and speed. That's why your brain remembers where it felt right and can hit that spot again even without thinking. When a knob controls something like brightness or stove temperature, we are doing two things at once. We move our hand and immediately see or feel the result. This is called a sensory motor loop. Action, result, correction. The shorter and clearer the loop is, the more satisfying the interface feels. Quick clarification, because this comes up a lot. I have a couple of audio developers who intentionally avoid knobs in VST user interfaces. Yet it's hard to imagine UI without them. When knobs moved from physical hardware to flat screen, something important got lost. A real knob works because it gives you continuous motion, resistance, weight, and physical limits. Your brain reads it all instantly. On a screen, the many so-called buttons keep the shape but lose their behavior. In design terms, they lose their affordances. They're clues that tell your brain how something should behave. Rotating a mouse in a circle, hitting screen edges, or getting inconsistent drag rules breaks the sensory motor loop. And when the loop breaks, the knob stops feeling intuitive and starts feeling clumsy. So if a digital knob feels bad, that's not because knobs are outdated. It's because the interface copied the look but failed to translate the logic. And this is exactly why the brain loves when there are as few translators as possible between action and result. So why do buttons and touch screens sometimes annoy us? Buttons and sensors are discrete. They only switch states on and off. They don't give us tactile feedback about force, speed, or direction. A physical knob gives us all of that at the same time. Again, the brain loves when there are as few translators as possible between your action and the result. One knob, one parameter. On most devices, a knob controls one clear thing: temperature, volume, intensity, or speed. That clarity matters. You are not guessing what the control might do. Anxiety drops not only because the fact that the brain works less, but because cleaning or replacing knobs that have multiple features is expensive, just like its production. So the devices that utilize complex knobs are either rare or expensive. Almost everywhere, the rule is the same. Clockwise means more, counterclockwise means less. This creates a stable mental model. We don't need instructions, the brain already knows what to expect. In graphical interface, this predictability is even more important. That's why consistent drag logic is critical. Whether the knob reacts to vertical movement, relative motion, or fine control modifiers, the rule must stay the same. The moment direction changes, flips, or depends on cursor position, the brain loses the mental model. The action stops feeling like adjusting and starts feeling like fighting the interface. On that note, I wonder if you could share the last case you fought for a task with a user interface. Share in the comments. When you turn it up, you're not just setting a value, you are moving from one state to another. The brain feels this transition, and that movement itself becomes part of the experience, not just the final result. We also instinctively control the speed of the turn, slow for precision and fast for big changes. The tempo is a part of the interaction. It's the difference between simply entering a number and guiding how the system gets there. It feels participatory, not like press the button and it happened. Historical factor. We've actually learned to love knobs historically. And I think this idea can actually answer the question, will the digital screen knob survive? For decades, adjusting anything meant turning something. Radios, TVs, irons, stoves, oven, rotary controls were everywhere. Professional equipment like lab tools, measurement devices, medical machines, they all used a lot of knobs too. This association is deeply wired into our culture. And the final chapter is tactility. Resistance, weight, and texture, these micro-sensations matter. They reduce uncertainty, prevent overshooting, and help the brain remember positions more easily. For the brain, this kind of feedback is far more stable and reliable than virtual sliders on touch screen, which provide no tactile feedback at all. And from a business and marketing perspective, there's another effect. The more tactile and satisfying the control feels, the more premium the whole product feels. So, to sum it up, the rotary knob is one of the most successful interface inventions in human history. Even as a digital UI element, it remains closely tied to continuous parameters, especially in moments where feel before value really matters. There was a time when rotary controls were dismissed as outdated relics, particularly during the rise of digital synth and menu-driven interfaces. And yet, they never truly disappeared. So as new trends emerge today, gesture, voice control, artificial intelligence, it's likely we'll see the same cycle again. Not because this form resists change, but because it feels human. So until the next time.